What's up, RPG fans? I am one of your hosts, Phoenix.
And I am your other host, Titan.
And welcome to NTAT for all things RPG. This time of year brings holidays, family, friends, and game awards. So we decided to join the party and do our own version of game-worthy praise based off of the RPGs that we played this year. Now, this is not a GOTY list, but more of a shout out to the games that we played this year, which means that they may not all be released in 2023.
And just as a side note here, before recording today, we did not see each other's lists for this. And while setting up, we realized that our entire list is the exact same. And even our number 2 spot was changed for very similar reasons.
With that out of the way, let's jump into our list. I don't care that Hogwarts got snubbed at this year's Game Awards. This was one of the best RPGs in a year with a ton of great RPGs. When you think of great licensed games like the Batman Arkham series or Insomniac Spider-Man games, what do they all have in common? When you step into their world, it feels like you're in their universe. Hogwarts does this to perfection. Hogwarts was perfectly realized. When you walk the halls and engage in quests, you feel like a student. Discovering all the mysteries in the castle was nothing short of the same magic that I felt the first time seeing the Harry Potter films. Like all games, there are plenty of improvements that the game could benefit from. Check out our video on Hogwarts Legacy. But overall, I couldn't stop playing, putting in over 60 hours into the game as I searched every nook and cranny. And boy, does the game reward you with some really cool side missions and callbacks to the film if you take the time to look. I can't wait to jump back into this world when the gaming season slows down.
What a truly magical experience this was, playing Hogwarts Legacy. I've made a video talking about what I liked and what I didn't like about this game, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring in the future. I just really hope that they listen to the fans and learned what worked and what didn't. This game performs really good on the Steam Deck, but it's not one that I play often, but that did come into factor when I was ranking these.
I knew when this game was announced to come out fall of 2023 as a Bethesda fan, this was going to be one of my top games of the year. What surprised me is that it lands at my number 2 spot and not my number 1. Nevertheless, the game was freaking amazing to me. I love Bethesda games for many reasons, and Starfield checks all those boxes except for one, which is why it lands at my number 2. The exploration could and should have been better, but outside of that, I have very little complaints and a ton of love and praise. There's something special about being able to roleplay as any character you want, and Starfield gives you the playground to do it. We always talk about how great Bethesda games' exploration is, but their missions have always been something to be desired. Well, this game has the best missions of any Bethesda games to date, and I would argue some of the best missions of a lot of modern RPGs. I have over 300 logged hours through 3 different characters. I had to force myself to stop playing so I could work on what will be my number 1 RPG of the year.
This was truly a great experiencing while playing this for the first time. The excitement and the twists and turns the story offered. I know the haters in the comments are going to make sure to tell us that it wasn't even a Game of the Year contender, but I really love this game. This is my second most played game of all time, and I can genuinely say that I have loved every second of it. It was set to be my personal number 1, but because of its poor Steam Deck performance, it was knocked out of first right at the end.
This was such a great surprise for me. I have been a huge Cyberpunk fan since its release. So to get patch 2.0 and this expansion, which could be a full game in itself, was a true treat. Phantom Liberty in itself was an incredible journey that made you feel like you were in a James Bond movie with twists and turns and some gut-wrenching decisions that literally made me pause the game and pace the floor as I asked myself, what would my character do? They took what I believe to be a fantastic mission structure and took it up a notch to rival The Witcher 3 side quests. But that wasn't all. The 2.0 patch made it worth starting a fresh character and playing the game from the beginning. It was already great that I had beaten the game before, so I could create a completely different version of V and make vastly different decisions. The update to the skill tree helped to push this game over the edge as my favorite RPG that I played this year. There was just so many builds I could do, I felt like I was in a buffet of skills. Each time I progressed, I had to spend at least 15 minutes deciding which direction I wanted to go to perfect my build. I have loved Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand, but Idris Elba stole the show in Phantom Liberty with perfectly delivered lines and added so much tension and nuance to each encounter. I love this game and expansion, and to even my surprise, has become my favorite RPG of 2023.
After playing through this game and starting on the DLC, it really has changed my thoughts on how gaming should be. I love Starfield, but after playing Cyberpunk, I realized that it beats Starfield in almost every single category. I experienced this game at its worst, and now I can enjoy it at its best, and I'm glad to say that this beats all games of 2023. The beauty of this game and the absolutely mind-blowing world design sets this game apart from really anything. And the best part is how well this game performs on the Steam Deck. It is such an amazing game to be able to play anywhere. And that was really the selling point as my number one. Alright folks, well that wraps up our top favorite RPG games of 2023. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And join us every Friday morning. We'll be there.
You be there.